Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this beautiful card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll be able to just click the links to be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. So this is a fancy fold card, and it opens up like this, and then like this. And you could do the same card arranged this way as well. Let me show you what I used to make it. I have the hand pen petals bundle. And if you buy these together, you save yourself 10%. I just love this stamp set and I've used it a whole lot. I am using the square vellum doilies and the seasonal labels dies. This set actually has a die piece that you might be able to use, but it's a little bit too small for this greeting. I will be using this die, and so I swapped out that label for this one, which is just a little bit larger, and so this is the one I'm going to use, and I am using this die that coordinates with the carnation. My ink is Memento Black and the polished pink stamp pad, and then I'm using the Stampin' Blends. This is the light Just Jade is the one I'm going to use. My cardstock is polished pink. This is my standard card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a layer that's Just Jade, 5 1/4 by 8, and I have scored it at 2 and 4, and so it's going to go like that. I have a piece of basic gray. It just needs to be large enough for this, so I just grabbed one of my large layers and I'll use that. I have some of our beautifully pinned designer series paper, and this paper you can get free during Celebration through September of this year, 2021. I'm using the one with the gray background and the flowers, and then the lighter polka dots. I have a piece of basic white. This is also one of my large layers that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a layer that's 3 3/4 by 5. Of course, you'll need an envelope, a medium envelope, and I'm using the Elegant Faceted Gems. So on this piece, I'm going to stamp Thanks in Memento ink. And I am going to stamp it way down here. And I'm going to stamp that carnation cluster up here. Let me put it here. This is a two-step stamp set so that you can actually use a stamp for coloring. And I absolutely love that this has coloring so that it's not designed to match exactly. And so that kind of gives you the freedom to stamp where you want. And there's a stamp to color in the carnation as well. This matches a little bit better than the other one, but still not precisely. If you want to stamp the inside of the card, You could do that too. I'm mostly inking up just the little flower, and I'm going to stamp mostly off the card, like so. Then I am going to color in the stems and the leaves, and I'm not trying to do a fantastic job. You can either just use the tip of the marker or I'm swapping out for the bullet tip for the stems. I'm going to glue this to my card base, and I'm going to just put the adhesive around the outside edge because I'm going to be cutting out most of the middle, and I can, if I don't put adhesive there, I can use those cut out pieces for another project. So I'm bringing in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And let me see if I can position this. I think I need to raise you up. So I've got my main plate, number 1. These are die cuts, so I need my number 2 thin plate. I need a cut up plate. And then my clean plate. And so I'm going to cut this out with that large die, and I'm going to put it pretty close to the top of the card, probably about 1/4 of an inch from the crease, and centered, and roll that through. Then I'm going to use that same die to cut out my basic gray. And I should have room to cut out my carnations. And I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold that in place. And then this barely fits on, thanks. I just want to be sure to have the top of the T visible. Cover that and roll those through. The next thing to do is to put this piece in, and you can use whichever adhesive that you would like. I'm using the liquid multi-purpose glue, and you want to put this in so that the fold is on the outside edge of the card. So it's actually opposite from the card base. Adding my 2 strips of Designer Series paper to these pieces. Adding this piece with adhesive. And then I'm going to close my card all the way up. And I'm going to put adhesive here. want to be sure not to get any adhesive beyond this opening. And then put this in like a puzzle piece. And then you should be able to pop that right out. And this is a lovely doily, and it almost fits here, but not quite. So I'm going to just trim off this outer corner loop. Just that little tiny bit of trim on all four corners. And I'm going to put some adhesive right about there because that's where I'll be covering it up with the flower. So just about an inch or so. And I want this tucked under. Right about there. And then I will put my carnation down. I do just want to be sure that I stay in the opening area. Right about there. It's okay if the leaf or the stem gets covered up, but I don't want to cover up the flower with my tags. So I've only put adhesive on this side and the very, very bottom. And now I can put on some embellishments. I'm putting on the large white elegant faceted gem on the middle of that one flower, and then 3 of the smaller ones, and maybe I'll put them here, and put one there, and that's it. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Also on my website, you can click Home near the top of the page to find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient, how to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, and color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to take a look at the basics. You'll find out how to cut card bases and layers, and what's special about Stampin' Up!, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find tons of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. Talk to you soon. Bye.